So I just came back from a lunch with a friend, and we were discussing what's been going on lately, especially with my recent obsession of finding out more how to use AI. And this friend of mine is also very well adept of using AI, or same kind of levels that I've done. He's also a content creator. And among my group of friends, we all seem to be dabbling, the best way to put it, with AI. And more than just dabbling, we are actually using it for stuff like creating content like this. But I think we have all kind of hit this level of not knowing what tool we should use. And so here's some of the things you need to know about getting into the AI world, utilizing the power of it, is that there are a ton of different AI tools out there. There are many companies continuously making new enhancements to the AI models and the AI tools that are out there. So as I was sharing what I was using right now, like I'm using a AI called SUNO for making some background music for some of my e-bike videos. And I'm also starting to use another art tool like Leonardo.ai, and this is for creating characters for a story that I'd like to build to help kids learn about money. And then also, of course, I use Chat GPT for some storylines or dialogue adding into my stories. But I have the whole idea and the concepts of what I want to have put out there. The only thing is, now I need the AI tools to fill in all the gaps of stuff that I could never do before. Now, with the idea of the storyline that I want to build for this money concept thing for kids, I also want to enhance the still images and make movie or movie style out of it. So I can make a YouTube video, and instead of just having still pictures just being flashed up along the way, this would actually be almost like an animated movie that adds in everything that I've wanted to do about teaching kids about money into this almost like a fantasy story. So it'll get them engaged, it'll get them interested along the way, it'll keep a story going, and yet it'll be educational to give them object lessons about, how to handle money and literally just financial literacy. So here is some of the things that I've started to come across which are big stumbling blocks. And a lot of us, I realized talking to my friend, a lot of us have the same issue, is that AI works really coolly when you're just playing around with it, doing some small little things here and there. But when you want to go in and make a big project and actually do a full completion of something where you're going to be implementing a lot of stuff into it, then it gets pretty complicated. One, you need to learn how to do the prompting of it, how to get what you want out of it, because AI still has a lot to learn about how you think or what you want. It can't read your mind, it can't see the imagery, and then again, it has a lot of limitations on the prompting. And I went into this on the last video about how to prompt an AI and what you need to learn and why you need to practice it. But the other thing is that there are already tools that are specifically designed from the AI framework on up to do what you want specifically. And there are certain things that people have been asking for that are completely getting implemented. So this is what's creating all of these different AI products that are available to us. But how do you pick? There's literally like thousands of AI tools out there. So here's one thing I'm going to start with for you jumping into the AI field. And this is something I haven't heard anybody talk about yet, is what do I want to start with? They all give examples of all these different AIs that they've been testing as well, and it can get majorly overwhelming. So the first thing I'm going to say is you do want to watch a lot of these videos on how they're using these tools. And if there is one that kind of grabs your attention, you're going to want to invest a little bit of money into it, because a lot of these are paid tools. I would not recommend sticking with only the free stuff out there, maybe just to test them to see if the user interface is user-friendly and it's easy to use and it gets to where you're, or if there's a lot of YouTube videos that actually add support to what you want to build out. Then you might want to go ahead and jump in and just use the free parts in the beginning and then see if it's doing a little of what you want, and then pay a little and then start seeing if you can go ahead and expand with the paid versions of these. Now, here's the thing. Once you start using one, use it fully. Really get to understand it, and what you'll be able to do is a lot of these are all based off the same AI, Chat GPT or DALL-E, or they're based on the same type of framework. So once you learn how to use one, then you can actually build upon that knowledge and then find the next tool that might have something stronger. Now, cool thing is some of the biggest ones already have basically all the tools that you're going to need built in. So if you stick with the one that's some of the bigger ones, then you can keep doing it. Now I come with this saying there, even though I'm using some of the bigger ones out there like Leonardo.ai, or even I've used Midjourney before as well, and these still are not hitting what I want, I am not stuck with it long enough. So once I get really good at something, I think I'll start making some tutorial videos on it, and then that'll be very helpful. But for the time being, for the music I want on some of my videos, I'll use the SUNO. It's a very inexpensive tool in comparison to some of the others. And then for some of the imagery, I'll use Leonardo for now, just getting to master that one. Because once you learn how to do the image models, that actually builds pictures for you, then you'll get a better idea on how a lot of AI works in general. How stacking your prompts and your certain things that are being inputted will give you certain outputs. And the stronger you get at it, then the more adept you'll be with probably even others. Because then I want to go on to the animated type models. And I haven't really dug in deep into that yet, and I may actually start soon. And so the problem is now I'll be learning pretty much 4 different AIs. Text AIs that actually give us information on just text that I can add for my storyline base. Then I'm going to be using image AIs, and then I'm going to use video AIs, and then music AIs, and then find a way to combine them all. Now I also use Descript, which has its own AI built into that, which is probably built off Chat GPT, and it gives me answers and gives me an interface that I can use that pulls right out of my videos, makes everything a lot more efficient. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a movie making tool that I'll be able to use, but I don't see why not. And we'll see. There's some really big limitations on some of these as far as how much you can get out of it. I want a story that's probably, when you're talking size, about a 100-page or 200-page book, something along that line. I don't think an AI is going to be strong enough, so you have to break it up into chapters and then teach it. But we'll see how that goes. But for the time being, if you are starting down this AI rabbit trail like I am, I would highly recommend starting to pick one, dig into it deep, work on it hard before you jump to another. Because what I've been finding is there are so many options out there, and it gets so exciting to try another one and then think, oh, am I wasting time with this one? But it really does come down to mastering one first and then building upon that after. It's like when you're doing movie editing, if you learn one, like most of us either learned on Movie Maker for Windows or iMovie on Apple systems, and you start using, or I've used the Camtasia. Once you know how to use one, the rest are easy to just pick up on because you understand the layering, you understand how to put certain things in certain areas, and then just have more enhanced tools. The transitions are a lot easier, and then you can just dig in deep and you understand also terminology. But that is where I'm going to say is your best bet to get started on it. So here I go, jumping into the AI world. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear what you guys are using. Even though I'm saying stay with one, I want to know what others out there, because there's so much for me that has, if there's anything that someone says this is absolutely the most dominant one out there, I would love to go and at least take a peek so that I know what I'm going to be looking forward to in the future. So by all means, comment below some of the best AI tools that you have available that you've come across. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.